Ladies and gentlemen of the internet, I am Ghostmaker15 and this is part 1 of a series where I will teach you to become a better player and a better game master in the subtle art of role-playing. And yes, before we go any further, I would like to state that role-playing in itself is an art. Okay, maybe not Mona Lisa, but it's enough of an art comparable to making a movie or making one of those songs that's not really good, but you can't get it out of your skull. That's what role-playing is for me. So we're going to start with the basics to make you better as a player and a game master. And first of all, we need to talk about the basics, and I'm not talking about my role-playing system, which is also called BASIC, patent pending. I'm here to talk about the basics of the basics. And the first part we're going to speak of is the world. Whenever you start role-playing, you are going to immerse your players into a world that is not this one, and some may not be familiar with it. When you strive to make a world, you have to really get the concept that it has to be, well, it doesn't has to be, but when I make my worlds, I prefer it to be alien enough so that it really makes the players think. It's not just a simple switcheroo, it's a real thing, it's a living and breathing thing. And also, when I create the players who are going to participate in the adventure, it has to be with fitting characters. If you are in a world where the orcs are considered the bane of the universe and must be killed on sight, it might not be very fun if a player is an orc, you know, because it's gonna start fights everywhere. Not from the orc, who might be a bit hot-blooded, but the fights are gonna come from anyone else in that universe because they are so hated. This is basic stuff, you should know this already, but what I'm trying to get at is that when you do this world, when you mold this, keep it alien enough to be interesting, but keep it grounded in enough of a reality so that the players can actually think and make logical solutions out of the thing. It has to be logical to an extent. You need it to be coherent. You can't have orcs are just bad, kill them all, and then say this orc is a patron saint of the god. Did I miss something? You know, make it coherent. When you create a world, you have to, what I like to do is, first of all, you establish the tech level. Are we talking medievals? Are we talking Renaissance? Are we talking modern? Are we talking Star Wars? Or yada yada yada. Secondly, part number 2, magic. Is magic available? Because that opens up a whole lot of character opportunities. That's 2 points. The third point is the real social setting. What characters will be accepted into this, and what characters are considered the bane of the universe that have to be killed. These 3 points are the basics of the basics. I can go on a long time about this stuff, but basically what I'm saying basic a lot, whatever. What you have to take in mind is that when it's not only about the world, it's also the adventure you're setting them in. Players and game masters have to have a close connection. Not that you have to be best buddies with everyone and know their ins and outs for all eternity till the cows come home. That's not what I'm getting at. I'm getting at that you have to establish enough of a character in characters so that you know what's going to happen. As a game master, it's your duty to have not only a good world, and you also have to have good players that fit into the character and gives opportunities for role playing. Another thing you definitely need, side quests and buffer zones. Buffer zones are kind of like side quests in that they invoke another part of the mythology, but also because, let me tell you by personal experience here, this is the beaten route. This, and I'm not doing Naruto, he uses 2 fingers. This is the path that the gamers will choose. They will never come to the same conclusions as you do and go way off the beaten path. So what this means is that you have to be, you have to have some buffer zones. I will take that into account later. But what I'm trying to create with this film, this clip, is very simple. You have to keep the 3 tenets basically intact. If you don't get this right, people aren't going to want to roleplay this. It's not going to be an exciting adventure. It has to start somewhere. And let's take a look at the basic 3. Magic, technology, and social. And for an example, we have in the, let's say, Lord of the Rings, which has an entire written language about it, and we mortals, we don't know what Snaga Pagog Burka means, but in fact, well, I'm a nerd, so I do know what that means. But it's, you have to make a real effort. You have to start on the right foot, and creating a world that's very good is very fundamental. Or you can use another person's universe, which is a bit risky. There could be copyright claims if you ever, get popular, like me. Nah. In any case, or you can create your own. I create too many worlds of my own. There are so many worlds I've created, I've lost count. Over, let's say, over a decade of role playing. What I'm trying to get at is, start with the 3 and work your way up from there. This is the end of part 1. I will start making the other parts as soon as I can. But for now, Ghostmaker15 signing out. This is an insult in the clans of Duba, by the way. That's another social thing right there. Bye-bye.